Sachin Gogri, Gam Tragdi. I welcome you all to Tech Fest 2024, organized by KVO Sthanakvasi Jain Majan, Sanchalit Matushri Manibai Shivji, Devji, Kanya Kelavani Fund, which encourages women empowerment. Now, we are going to begin with panel discussion on food technology and technology in agriculture. I would ask Manali Haria to please introduce Mr. Vishal Gada, who is the moderator for this discussion. Thank you.
Jai Jinendra and good afternoon to one and all. I would like to introduce Mr. Vishal Gadda. He is a dynamic individual with a rich and diverse business background, originally from Australia. He holds double masters and professional degree, including an MSc in finance from Lancaster University and a master in accounting from Sydney Macquarie University. He is also a certified CPA Australia and a CFA charter holder. Vishal embodies a blend of academic excellence and practical experience from establishing an ISP business in Mumbai to venturing into investment banking in Australia. His journey is marked by a trail of successful endeavors. Currently, Vishal is passionately engaged in agriculture, viewing it as a promising business opportunity. His transition into agribusiness reflects his adaptability and his unwavering commitment to explore new horizons, promising opportunities for growth, innovation, and success. Thank you.
Jai Jinendra, Pranam. Uh, I'm Vishal, and as said, I've stayed in Australia for almost 8 years, and now back to roots, I would say, and not just Bombay. I spend most of my time in Kutch, in my village Kharwa, where we are pioneers of the red dragon fruit that we've introduced in India. So we are discussing today on farming, the traditional farming versus the automation that's introduced. So we'll speak on pros and cons, and yeah, we'll go ahead with that. So basically, how our journey started in agriculture is we were into investment banking, and we were helping an Australian company called Seed Genetic International, based out of Australia, Adelaide. They were doing fodder seeds, Charo J Panchu. So we got those seeds into India, and we did trials, government and private trials with Advanta. And then we had a tripartite agreement with them. But then the company got taken over by a NASDAQ listed company. So our entire efforts were, sidelined. So we thought, why not do something in agriculture on our own land? That's how we started our journey with a 15-acre orchard of our own in dragon fruit. So at that time, people, like even today, if you go to Kutch, you will see a lot of date farms, mango farms, kesar mangoes, pomegranates. So being educated, we wanted to do something different and unique for the environment. So that's how we studied that, what can be done there. So that's how we saw a lot of cactus, nagfani, and the small opuntia, what's called, which you find in Surendranagar and all that. It's again a species of dragon fruit. It's a small fruit with a lot of health benefits. So we said if this can be done, then there has to be different varieties. So that's how we journeyed to Vietnam, Australia, and we got dragon fruit. So we imported the Taiwanese red dragon fruit, and that's how we started our journey. So having started in 2014, at that time, no one knew about the red dragon fruit. Like when we went into the market, so people said, what is dragon fruit? And we had to explain them that it's, if you would have eaten, it would have been the white flesh inside with black seeds. मैंने ही चाहता कि भाई हाँ विया में खादो है कि Thailand में तैयार खादो है, but no one knew about the red dragon fruit. So even when we went to APMCs in Bombay, they said that we've injected red color and sugar into it to make it, look beautiful and sugary taste, so which was not the case. So it was natural and organic. So our journey started with 15 acres, and today we are 100 acres in Kutch, our own farms, and now we are in Sangli, like our manager farms, like 5-10 acres, and then we've converted that grape farms into dragon fruit farms, and then we've got clienteles out there. We've got farm in Sangamner. And besides this, we've got 500 acres where we are doing hand holding to the farmers, giving them the right nursery, how to grow and how to sell. So basically we've learned the hard way that farming, because we never knew A of agriculture. So day in, day out, consultant used to come to our farm, give us advice, and every time he would change his own words. Then it came to a point where he said that, the fertilizer that you're using from Gujarat is of substandard quality. You have to get it from Maharashtra. That was adding to our cost. So then we thought there is something wrong. So that's how I was staying there day in, day out, and learned from other farmers who are doing the traditional method, and we started our journey. As you can see, our farm, basically it was a farmhouse which is now converted into business. So we've innovated that way. Then we are giving consultancy across India. In fact, we've got a lot of international clients also who visited our farms to learn how we've done uniquely. Because if you go to net also, there is, threshold of this fruit can be grown in this temperature, this, that, everything. But what we've done in Kutch, in saline land and all, for which we've got award as well. So people are really shocked, like when we were in Florida University and I presented our case. So we've sent them papers and all, so they're studying on it and they're really looking into it. And then we've started our own value additions and all. So Sheetal here, even she's helped us in developing freeze-dried products. And then we've done a lot of beauty products. We've got made out of dragon fruit. We've made wine, as you can see there. Then ice cream, jam, jelly, juice. So this all we are doing third party. We ask homemakers to do it for us. So it's still on a very nascent stage. We haven't yet gone out in the market to sell the product. It's just we are looking at options that can be done. And then, so a lot of now our clients are into festive gifting, like Raksha Bandhans and all that. Instead of giving chocolates, they would prefer healthy gifting. So our packing and all is very unique. So they've now started giving our fruits all across to be it Diwali or Raksha Bandhan or Ganesh and all that. So we've been featured in a lot of newspapers, right from Times of India and other, and been featured in a lot of interviews with Z and many others. And All India Radio, I've been part of a lot of Krishi Melas by our ex-CM Anandiben. We've got an award from Gujarat government for innovative farming in saline land. Besides this, if you've gone to Statue of Unity, there's a cactus garden out there. So dragon fruit being a cactus, the 1 acre of dragon fruit is all set up by us in Statue of Unity. So yeah, so basically now we are at a juncture where we are not just doing dragon fruit, we are also doing bamboos, and we are supplying nurseries, be it ornamental, medicinal, everything, to a lot of government, NGOs, and all that. So as you can see, we've been featured in Times of India. That's my father taking award on my behalf from ex-CM. So we've been featured in Man Ki Baat. So I'll touch base now on the farming part. Farming, many people want to venture into farming. So I always tell them that, there has to be 2 P's that has to be involved with farming. One is passion and one is patience. With farming, like say if you are into some industry, so every input that you give in, your best input will give you your best output. But in farming, there is a third biggest challenge, that is nature. No matter whatever best that you would give to your farm, but the end result would all depend on nature. So that way you have to be very patient in whatever you do. Say for instance, you'll be expecting that you'll get a bumper crop, but then if nature is against you, that will come down to 50%, 25%. So maybe 3-4 years down the line, you'll get a good profit, but then you have to keep that in mind. Then there are various ways that you can do farming. One is your kitchen garden, where, even if you are in a high-rise apartment, you can, grow something on your own, which Meera Foyer, has been promoting from our Krida NGO for growing green in your home. Then is your farmhouse. So wherever, you've got a farmhouse, you can plant beautiful trees or have your own different orchard. And so there, again, how much ever you spend, it does not matter because end of the day, it's for your own pleasure. Now the main part is when you come to commercial farming, that's where you have to take a proper business decision. And then all your ROIs and all come into place, where you will, think wisely, where I'm spending 1 rupee, how much am I getting back? And based on the old notions, what we would have heard from our families, that, अरे किनके भाड़े ते दे देनो ने जमीन में की कमाई नता and all that. But if you do it wisely, if you do it sensibly, you will definitely make money out of it. So there are various ways of, making money in farming. One is your normal cash crops, which you would do, which is all your mungfali and tilli and, whatever that we hear in Kutch, what's been grown. Then is your perishable fruits, that's your mangoes, dates, or your vegetables, everything. Then ornamentals, which is still not done in Kutch, but Pune side, and if you go, there's a lot of ornamentals that have been grown, or you'll be growing to beautify your place. Forestry. So as I said, now we are venturing into bamboo. So bamboo, Milia dubia, all this is like a future. Like just a session before what we heard from Rohan, that now everything is about climate control. So how to get all that things done? Bamboo is one of the best sources of climate control because it emits a lot of oxygen. So it's a best source of carbon credits, which is again a very big thing that can be thought of. So even if you've got an existing farm, you have bamboos all across, and that will add just not to the beautification of your farm, but it will give you monetary income, and in general, as I said, with carbon credits and all, it will give you that additional income as well. Medicinal plants, as we know, we are land of Ayurveda, and there are a lot of medicinal plants that are grown in Kutch. Then aromatic plants, again, we've got a lot of lemongrass and a lot of other aromatic plants that are grown in Kutch. So Urmil, if you might be aware, he's into this field, and you can get in touch for aromatic plants with Urmil for this. Now, once you farmed and you've got a final product out, so it all depends on, how you're handling your product before it comes to the market. So there is some pre-harvest management that has to be done to make sure that, you're plucking it properly, you're harvesting it properly. And then post-harvest management where you're sorting it, grading it, cleaning it before it reaches out to your client. Like we are directly from farm to fork. So we have to make sure that, our fruit is packed properly and it goes to the client in a very good condition. And in the end, any fruit that is unsold or there is some issue like small fruits or something, you have to have a value addition chain like what we've developed to make an extra effort or money on this. Now, let's discuss on the traditional and the automation part of farming. If you got a small farmland, it won't be easier or money-wise beneficial to go into a lot of automation. But what our ancestors used to do is plow through bullock carts. So that there was an added advantage to it because with the rhythmic movement of the bulls plus the excrete what they used to give, what we call as farmyard manure, that used to directly go into your farm. Now currently, even for us, because we are huge farms, we are using tractors and all the implements, but then we have to get the farmyard manure from a gaushala and then put it in our farms to make it organic. So that is the additional thing. Then initially, seed sowing and all was manually. You just have, labor used to scatter it. Now there are machines that can precisely sow where you want. So for every plant, be it a cash crop or anything, there has to be a distance between each plant to give you better output. It's not just that you can scatter and get more production by putting more seeds. It doesn't work that way. Then labor, nowadays we know that getting labor is a big challenge and it's getting expensive. So most of the things that, we do it through tractors, like we have to spray, we are doing cotton as intercropping or any other things that we do. So we use a lot of tractor-based implements for spraying or for even putting your fertilizers. Now flood irrigation, again, that spoils your land by doing a lot of flood irrigation. It wipes away your top quality soil. So against that, vis-a-vis, you have to do drip irrigation. So that's very precise where your plant needs the water and the nutrients that you're giving them. So earlier, if you see, our forefathers or something, they would just sense it out that Vatawaran changed Hindu and all that. So that was just 6 sense. But now, because of all the pollution and the climate going haywire, which is now, you cannot measure it accurately. So now we are, it's a time of IoTs where precision farming is needed, so that they would sense out when the weather is going to change, how it is going to change, how it is going to affect your plants. And that way they can send out signals to the farmers that do this, do that and all. So we are already venturing with someone. Today he's not there, Sanjeev, but we'll touch base on that as well. And then open field is a normal traditional method that we are doing. And now there are, in this age, if you want anything off season, like even for dragon fruit, the fruits what you're getting in June to September is the actual season, but whatever you're getting after that is off season. That's where, even Vietnam, they fool the plants by giving the light technology and make the production possible. So that's when you get the plants, the fruits. And even in net houses, you can grow capsicums or, cherry tomatoes, whatnot, off season. So this is how, that's automation coming into play. That's about it. So any other questions, we'll take it in the question answer round. Thank you.
Short introduction of both the panelists. Sheetal ma'am, she is a dynamic woman entrepreneur in the food technical industry with a blend of experience as a distinguished air hostess with Jet Airways, combined with her passion for culinary innovation. She pioneers the realms of ready-to-eat Indian cuisine. As a founder of her own venture, Desi Khana, she elevates convenience with quality, crafting delicious meals that delight the palate. Keeping it a brief because her intro is really long. For the time constraints, I will move on to Zora ma'am's introduction. She has finished her BTech in Food and Fermentation Technology from Institute of Chemical Technology. And she's a partner at EBSO Food and Beverages. She has broken the stereotype by first graduating from a reputed university, then taking a 12-year gap to raise her two daughters, and then entering the food industry to utilize her knowledge and to make a difference in the food industry. So we'll head on to the panel discussion. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sheetal Sangoi, and like she said, a former air hostess from Jet Airways with an experience of 9 years, and flying all over the world, and being a vegetarian, getting into the problems where we all must be traveling to international, and we know that the veg food is a problem. Similarly, I faced a problem and decided to manufacture vegetarian food which can be packed and taken with a better shelf life wherever we are traveling, and we don't face that problems that we would be facing then. So we decided to manufacture ready-to-eat food packets with our latest food technology, which is called freeze drying. And if I can just show the presentation. So we established our journey in 2015. So from 2006 to 2012, I was flying with Jet Airways. And back in 2006, if you would go to any of the countries, if you tell them vegetarian, they say egg is also a vegetarian. And if you say Jain, they would not understand what Jain is. So a Jain person and a vegetarian people both faced problems. So we already had this technology in US, UK, but India would not know. So we started this journey in 2015. Now when I say early challenges, being a women entrepreneur or a women empowerment program, when you go there out in the market, you've always been I had always a question that you are a woman, you've started this journey right now. When we want to see you 2 years back or later after 2 years of your journey, would you be still available? So that was a challenge. When I went to the market, when I went to stores to market my product, when nobody knew this, I always got a question. Number So, so from 2015 till now, people now know what Desi Khana is or what Sheetal Sangoi is and where they are. And the business strategy, we started with a very small unit. I would say we started it from home, and now we are a factory with 2 machines and a lot of international global couriers. So always, I would always suggest start slow, start small, learn all the teething problems that are coming your way. Whatever difficulties come your way, the losses, the gains, the practices, the demotivations, the appreciations all come in the small gang, and then you can grow at one stretch. Like I said, market gave us a problem. We all are COVID survivors, so COVID is something we never thought of. So COVID gave us a problem. So when you start small, when you start learning with small things, you can grow big faster. So that was one thing as a business strategy, what I would say. Can we play the video, please? Just have a look at the
अपना
video.
फेवरेट खाना बनाया और डाल दिया इस मशीन में और अब वो रेडी टू ईट फूड बन गया जो आप इस तरह पैकेट्स में पैक करके मार्केट में बेच सकते हो। इतना ही नहीं, ये खाना 12 से 24 महीने तक फ्रेश रहेगा और जब चाहिए बस गर्म पानी डालो और तैयार हो गई आपकी फेवरेट डिश चुटकियों में। इसे रेडी टू ईट फूड कहते हैं और इंडिया में इसकी डिमांड एवरी ईयर 20% से बढ़ रही है बिकॉज ऑफ चेंजिंग लाइफस्टाइल, लेसर वुमेन इन किचन एंड मोर पीपल स्टेइंग अवे फ्रॉम फैमिली। लेकिन मैं आपको आज कोई ब्रांड बनाने या $1 बिलियन मार्केट कैप्चर करने सजेस्ट नहीं कर रहा। ये छोटा सा फूड फ्रीज ड्रायर आप अपने घर में लगा सकते हो और टारगेट करना है अपने आसपास के उन फैमिलीज को जिनके मेंबर्स दूसरी सिटीज में अकेले रहते हैं पढ़ाई या जॉब के लिए, या फिर जो लोग अब्रॉड जा रहे हैं जहां उन्हें वेजिटेरियन खाना मिलना मुश्किल होगा और ना ही खाना बना सकते हैं। ऑल्सो आप लोगों को अपना खाना लाकर अपने फ्रीज ड्रायर में रखने के लिए आवरली रेंट चार्ज कर सकते हो।
So you saw the video that the market for food is going to go 20% annually. And food is something everybody would want, whether in India, whether abroad, whether at home, anybody. So if you want to start this business, you can start it with a food freeze dryer or a dehydrator. And if at all you have any problems where you're there, we are here to help you out, how you want to start, what you want to do and all that. Our packets are always there for you. We do a lot of B2B clients. We do a lot of private labelings. In case you want to start that, we can give you our plain packets. You can do your branding and start your business. For women empowerment, we are always here standing right for you. If you see the marketing channel, you see your Instagram post here. Instagram is the major marketing portal right now happening with younger as well as the older generation. We also did our marketing with old school, like distributing pamphlets, doing exhibitions, going store to store, everything. We started Instagram also. And at Instagram, we flew really well. We got 5.5 million views. So you can also do your marketing in various platforms where you want to do your product. And what is a specialization? So when it comes to food, you always have to take care of quality and the hygiene. That are the most two examples and the most two things that you would want to take care. People, they like your taste, and if you're hygienic, they would pay you whatever amount you ask for. When it comes to food, people will not bargain with that. Next slide, please.
बनाया और डाल दिया इस मशीन में और अब वो
In case you want to call us, these are the details. Freeze drying is a technology that I'm talking about. I'm also talking about the dehydration technology, and there's another technology which comes up is vacuum dehydration. A very latest technology which has come up where your food can be preserved for more than a year, and it can be taken or shipped globally. In case you have any other questions, we'll take up in the Q&A sessions. Thank you so much. Over to Zora.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jai Jinendra, my pleasure being here among you all. I'll be talking, can you just put the slide, please? So I'm basically a qualified food technologist from URI Matunga. Today I would just like to touch up a little bit about the biotechnology practices in farming. So where now, traditionally what they were using, we are going back to the same traditions, but with more added technology like biofertilizers, biocontrols, and plant growth promoters. So just keep it brief. Currently, there's a lot of usage of chemical fertilizers, pesticides for growing, which is completely spoiling the soil, and the final output that we get is really bad. Farmers are not able to make profits. So that's where biotechnology steps in. So all these products that are developed, they are all basically strains of bacteria, lactobacillus, designed specifically for crops. So it's like he said, there's a dragon fruit that he grows. So there'll be like a stepwise process where from the, while adding the seeds to the last stage, you add all these bacteria stepwise to get a very good yield, very good crop, the plant quality, the fruit quality is excellent. So we'll just read through a little bit. So all these products are developed under rigorous in-house research and development process. The microbial strains used in the formulations are screened through unique high throughput screening process, which utilizes ability of organism to produce different enzymes and metabolites responsible in its plant care activity. These products are manufactured in state-of-the-art manufacturing facility, ensuring no unwanted microbial contaminations. All products are formulated as water-soluble dextrose-based formulations, which can be suitable for spray drying and drip or foliar and drenching as per requirement. All these products are available in very concentrated forms where you just use about say 100 grams per acre. All these, okay, next slide please. All products are tested for compatibility to be used with other chemical fertilizers because we cannot tell the farmers to completely stop his current usage of pesticide and fertilizers. So we tell them to use maybe 50% of the current pesticide and fertilizer, and along with that you add these. So slowly we are trying to phase out the chemical fertilizers and then add these organic ones. So products are able to withstand these temperatures from 5 degrees to 90 degrees. They remain very stable under any pH from 3 to 10. So ensuring any adverse conditions, they work very well. They're compatible with a wide range of chemical fertilizers and they withstand very high salinity. The advantages of these biofertilizers, biocontrol and plant growth promoters include their beneficial tool for organic farming, non-toxic to non-target organisms, so you don't want to harm your earthworms, ladybird, beetles, honeybees. They're safe to farmers and the environment. Multifold benefits by saving chemical fertilizer expenses and gain good returns from high productivity. They reduce soil erosion by improving soil structure and texture, enhance the soil health in general. Also, the microbial activities can construct good and healthy rhizosphere for constant and sustainable production of nutrient to be supplied into the plant roots, improves the physical properties of the soil and enhance water holding capacities. Biofertilizers can prevent nutrient leaching while adding nutrients to the soil via the activities. It has been proved that the use of biofertilizers in combination with chemical fertilizer at reduced application rates bring a good result for plant growth in long-term period. So as a conclusion, I would just try to say the green revolution that started in India to make ourselves self-sufficient in agriculture, that was a very wise step. And the recommendation was to mix some chemical fertilizers with organic manure to increase the yield. But the farmers adopted this technology and they got benefited. But in due course of time, due to lack of animal and easy availability of chemical fertilizers, the farmers started using only chemical fertilizers. As science developed, chemical fertilizers were made available through fertigation. Farmers, to increase the yield, further started indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizers. This excessive use brought major change in the soil structure. Its microflora, microfauna is losing its presence. Soil-dwelling beneficial insects are becoming endangered. The water table is getting polluted. And the most important, organic carbon percentage in soil is deteriorating very fast, which can kill the soil properties and leave the soil useless for agriculture. So we have to restore the organic carbon and bring back the soil fertility to cater our next generation and our livestock. Thank you.
Okay, Sanjeev is not able to come here today. He's based out of Bangalore. So Sanjeev works for a company called Murata, whom we've partnered with for precision farming, IoT, AI based and all. So currently we are doing trials in grape farms in Sangli. So yeah, you can move on. So basically, IoT is Internet of Things where multiple functionalities are involved. So it's basically a technology where you've got sensors on your farm which is connected to your mobiles, and it detects the weather and all, and it helps you in, basically gives you messages on when to irrigate your farm. Also, it detects your soil quality and whatever based on satellite images and all. So you will get to know what is deficient on your farms, be it your nitrogen, your phosphorus, water. So, based on that, you can take all your actions. Yeah, next. So as you can see, the problem out here is we've got a lot of small farmers, so they don't have access to big technologies. So what technologies now we are talking about is you can just pay a normal premium or rental and you can access to this. You will be shocked to know that in farming, the water consumption, like for your normal day-to-day or even in your manufacturing, farming uses 70% of the water resources of your country. Because as I said in my slides also, we do a lot of flood irrigation. So a lot of the water is going waste. The farmers are not, storing back this water or harvesting this water. So, and with drip and now with IoTs, you can further reduce the consumption of water. Next. Yeah, so as I said, why IoTs and why this precision farming is needed is to save cost, not only in terms of all your input costs, like what fertilizers, what pesticide has to be given to your farm and when. With that precision, you can reduce a lot on your costs. Yeah, next. So as you can see, you've got weather stations that covers a radius of 10 kilometers and you can get messages. Then there are drones. As I said, labor is a big challenge. So with drones, you can just feed in that these area has to be looked into. So that's, they'll do foliar spraying, that's spraying on top of your farm to the plants. Be it fertilizer or be it Gaumutra or anything that you want to do, organic, inorganic, everything that can be done through drones. Then satellite-based farms. As I said, all the farms are, linked to satellites. And then based on different color codings, you'll come to know at your farm which area is, getting more, say, water. So that area will be more blue. If it is yellow or something, that means that area is not getting water. So your drip line or something is bad out there. You have to, look into it. So that way also you can save on cost. Then nitrogen. So there are all different color coding that is done. So which shows at your farm what is more deficient or what more has gone somewhere. So you can neutralize that. And smart irrigation. So you got sprinklers and all those stuff. So based on, precision farming, you need to create some kind of a humidity environment or anything that has to be done. Everything is on your mobile. So just with a click of button, you're sitting in Bombay, your farm is in Kutch, you can start your drip, whatever fertilizer you want to do, in what combination you want to do, you can just, with the click of a button sitting here, you can manage your entire farms. Yeah, so as you can see, with IoT and with the new technology, with AIs, you can increase your yield and decrease your cost. Yeah, so basically you can do monitoring at farm levels, you can gather a lot of data like you would do in a manufacturing business. As I said, if you're doing if you're doing into farming and you do it proper like a manufacturing business with calculation of what input you're giving, what output you're getting and everything, you can definitely make money out of this. Yeah, so I mean, the farming industry is growing at a very big rate, so it definitely has to be tapped. So in India, as we know, there are, marginal farmers, especially in Maharashtra and other regions you go. Kutch, the land base is more, the land holding is more. But then, small farmers don't have access to a lot of labors and all. So as collectively, they can go in for these technologies, which is very useful. And the services that now we will be offering once our data and all is tested. So we'll be tying up with insurance companies. So they'll be getting a hands-on data of each farm that they want to insure. So it's a gamut of products that can be given to the farmers. So that's Sanjeev's details. If you want, directly to get in touch with him, you can please. Thank you.
Right now, we are opening for questions. So we'll pass on the mic to the audience.
Hi, so you mentioned about biofertilizers. My question is, does that also contribute to eutrophication or not?
Contribute to?
Eutrophication, when the fertilizers spill into, say, the water bodies and then there's like a lot of algae that's grown and it pollutes the water.
Yes, it definitely helps in that as well. It doesn't allow, in fact, it controls the nutrients. It doesn't allow the nutrients to pass the soil. So it definitely helps in that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just add to it. So basically the chemical fertilizers that we are giving currently, so that goes down to the water bodies. But the biofertilizers are basically bacteria. So what these bacteria do is, they would, when they mix with water and all, so if it's a zinc solubilizing bacteria, so it will take zinc from the soil and give it to the plants. If it is a phosphorus, we take that and give it to the plants. So it will just enhance the growth of the plants. It won't, damage your environment.
Okay, interesting.
Vishal, since you're in Kutch, there are two types of plants, I presume. One is for rain-fed conditions, one is for non-rain-fed conditions. Now, Kutch has, in last 5 years, there has been 1 year or 2 years when normally Kutch, which has less than 5 inches of rain, had more than 30 inches of rain. So I believe the packages would definitely change for different crops because of the rain pattern. Second thing, my question is that in area of Kutch, for example, how many companies, how many farmers are growing certified seeds? Because certified seeds is also an agriculture business proposition. But I noticed that there is very few people coming out with certified agricultural seeds in the area of Gujarat and Kutch. And we have people selling true seeds, but not certified seeds. So is there some government lacuna or problem or legislation which prevents the farmer from growing certified seeds?
No, so basically there's no government, government is not doing much, I would readily say that. But then there are companies like Advanta or, lot of companies are there. So say Advanta is number one in fodder or say mustard or something. So definitely there are farmer programs where they would give you the seeds and they'll give you the best practices of what has to be done, where, when it has to be done. The consultants would be coming to your farm and they do a complete hand-holding and they'll take back the seeds, the certified seeds back from you and they'll market in their own brand. So this is the best way you can, get this done. And then even when we started, how we started our journey, as I said, we were with Seed Genetic International. At that time, in Baroda region where we were doing this farm trials, so we started growing African tall maize seeds again for fodder. So there we had a lot of farmers under us, they were growing the seeds. And these seeds we took to the government body, we got that certified, and then we gave it to the farmers. But luckily for us, we had Mangalam seeds, which is listed. They took up the whole quantity from us and then they sold in the market. So there is a process, the farmers are aware of what has to be done and how it's to be done. But only if we do it collectively, then it will make sense. Otherwise, a single farm owning land of 5-10 acres won't give you much results.
Because
again, for Ranchka, which is our the lucent seeds, alfalfa seeds.
Alfalfa.
Yeah, so there is a big player in Kutch. He's got a very big name. I forgot his name just now. So, but he's just selling it on his brand. So he doesn't need to certify, or even if he's doing certify, I'm not aware. Alamdar, that's the variety. So they are doing their own variety, which now The Gujarat government has also, copied them, and they've come up with their own variety, two-year perennial, 3-year perennial, 5-year perennial, and that's how they are doing it. But yes, this certification is there in place. So only if the farmer wants to do it, he will do it.
Is it disadvantageous why farmer is not going for it? Because ultimately,
See, end of the day, what farmer is also doing is, even when they are tied up with these companies, where they have to give the 100% of their output to these companies, what they do is to save money, they would keep aside some for themselves, for them sowing it, or they would give it to their friends. And then these seeds then come in the market, and then these testings and all not are done. And this, because see, any single grain that you would put in the farm, that is going to multiply. So people want it cheap. So that's how, this, again, the secondary black market starts. Farmers themselves don't want to pay a higher efficient, if you're getting from Advanta, you will be rest assured that whatever seeds has come from the farmers, they go through a sorting, grading, cleaning, all these processes. There are a lot of, in kaskutas and a lot of issues that would come, weeds and all that would come in the seeds. So they will remove all that and then give it to you. So that's where, the prices increase. But farmers don't want to pay that. So, again, there's a parallel market that comes along.
I'm from the oilseed industry.
Yeah.
I've been in oilseed industry for 40 plus years. And I noticed the seed replacement ratio is less than 5% in India. So unless and until we talk about farmers getting better income, better yields, unless they are using proper certified seeds, they are not likely to get better yields.
Exactly. So it's basically now the companies, now it's time of, Reliances and everyone that are coming into picture. So they will have to come up with a corporate farming practice where they'll decide that I want this seed to be grown. I mean, the plant has to be using this seed, this fertilizer. They'll have consultants in place. They'll do the entire handholding and they'll take back the product. So, I mean, it has to come down to that then.
And one more thing on pesticides. You mentioned about pesticides.
Yes, sir.
Indian produce, when we send it to European countries or American countries, they detect pesticides which are not permissible.
Yes.
So I understand Government of India is coming out with a labeling requirement, what pesticides are permissible for what products. But we do not have an effective legislation to implement it, unfortunately. So how do we overcome that?
So that's also one reason, sir, where a lot of consignments get rejected. So a lot of loss to Indian producers. That's because of the high mineral lead content, those beyond the permissible levels. But of course, there are changes trying to be taken place. Now we are looking forward to those, how the government supports in that sense.
And is there some research which has been done on aflatoxin in the soil or in the crop?
Yes, there are toxin levels also permissible. Research is ongoing, but for some reason they're not able to control. There's always, you can add.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, I mean, see, what happens is, for any chemical fertilizer or be even organic, there is a threshold level what has to go to your farm. Now, the salespeople, to increase their sales. So if the company has recommended 1 gram, they would tell the farmers put 2 grams to increase their sales. Now farmer feels that why 2 grams? I should put 4 grams so that I'll get better results. So 1 gram has gone up to 4 grams. So that the farmer has to understand that, I have to stick to what the company has told or what is on the box and not just go on what the salesperson is saying or something like that. So this has again led to a lot of issues which even the government cannot do anything about this. And then when it goes overseas, so it's basically, the trader who is sending the product overseas is getting beaten up and he gets banned. But the farmer has to understand that because of his wrongdoings, the trader is getting a bad name and India is getting a bad name for this. In fact, a lot of the testing companies are also, getting issues because we were into Moringa, and I know that couple of certifying agencies, they have to stop shop because something has gone wrong.
Just my last question. I don't know to what extent agrotourism is available in Kutch, but if at all, since you have your 100-acre, you just said, in Kutch, and if at all there is a possibility, I think there would be a lot of youth who would like to get closer to nature, get sensitized to farming, and probably that would be a good reason for return back over a period. I'm not saying it'll happen in one generation, but probably you could help in making that beginning, is my suggestion. Because I know that you've done wonders on the land of Kutch, and you have huge scope to work over there, because you're using the latest technology. So, and I'm sure the youth today would like to get, an experience of it. Not everybody has a farm in Kutch, and people who have a farm may not be farming. There are a lot of, stories behind that. Very few today who are really taking farming very seriously. So if there is a possibility, you can maybe think on this.
Definitely. I mean, I've invited you also many times at our farm.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, we are open to anyone who wants to learn or just, spend a couple of days at our farm. We've got... Anytime, most welcome, because our village, Kharwa, is a very small village. We've got facility to stay there, and you can enjoy the farms. Like, as I said, we are into dragon fruit, we are into bamboo. There are neighboring farms into various other things. Whatever you want to learn, how much time you want to spend there, be our guest, please.
Yeah, one last question. At home level, what should be the NPK value, like levels? Because we have started hydroponics at our office. So when we start planting at home level, what should be the NPK ratio?
I mean, see, NPK and all will depend from your, plant to plant. So we cannot give a generic answer to that. But I mean, so basically if you go, with the seeds or anything what you get, you should get those information.
Thank you everyone. My name is Drashti Mulchan Gada, Gam Kharua. Now I would like to call Mr. Dheeraj Bhai Rambia, who is the president of Matushri Manibai Shivji Devji Kanya Kelavani Fund, on stage to facilitate Mr. Vishal Gada sir.
I have something to share with you. Vishal is doing a magic in Kutch. Kutch nu akhu surat bidlavi nakhwanu, Kutch ne greenery banavanu, nena mate puro samay and efforts Vishal apne to give a very big hand to Vishal. He and his father also, both are doing extremely well. There is an organization named as CREDA, and he is taking care of it. So please give still big guys. Thank you.
I would like to call Dr. Siresh Malde to facilitate Ms. Sheetal Sangoi. I would like to call Kusum Bain, who is committee member and also our mentor for today's event, to on stage to felicitate Ms. Zora Bhusawala ma'am.
Express appreciation for today's panelists, Sheetal ma'am, Zora ma'am, and moderator Vishal sir. Also, I would like to say thanks to our mentor Kusum ma'am and our conveners Ila ma'am and Lax sir. Also, last but not the least, thanks to our volunteers.